The man walked through the neon-lit streets of the cyberpunk city, his hands shoved deep into the pockets of his long coat. He had always loved the way the city looked at night, with its towering skyscrapers and flashing holographic advertisements. But tonight, something felt different. The air was thick with tension, and he could sense that danger lurked around every corner. He quickened his pace, his eyes scanning the crowds for any sign of trouble. As he turned a corner, he saw a group of heavily armed men standing in the middle of the street, blocking his path. They wore black tactical gear and carried high-tech weapons, and their faces were obscured by gas masks. The man knew he was in trouble. He tried to turn and run, but it was too late. The men had spotted him, and they were closing in fast. He drew his own weapon, a sleek silver pistol that glowed with a faint blue light. He knew it was no match for the advanced technology of his attackers, but he had no other choice. The men opened fire, and the man dove for cover behind a nearby dumpster. He returned fire, taking out two of his attackers before they could react. But there were still more of them, and they were closing in fast. The man knew he had to make a run for it. He sprinted down the street, dodging bullets and weaving through the crowds. He could hear the men behind him, their heavy footsteps pounding on the pavement. Just when he thought he was out of options, he spotted a narrow alleyway up ahead. He darted into it, hoping to lose his pursuers. The alley was dark and cramped, with piles of garbage and debris littering the ground. The man stumbled over a pile of old electronics, nearly falling to the ground. But he didn't have time to stop. He could hear the men getting closer, their voices growing louder. He pressed on, his heart pounding in his chest. Finally, he saw a glimmer of light up ahead. It was a door, leading out of the alley and into a back alley. He burst through the door, nearly colliding with a group of startled pedestrians. They looked at him in confusion, but he didn't stop to explain. He just kept running, his eyes fixed on the horizon. He knew he had to keep moving, to stay one step ahead of his enemies. But he also knew that he couldn't keep running forever. Sooner or later, he would have to face them head on. But for now, he was content to keep moving, to keep fighting, to keep surviving in this dangerous cyberpunk city.